Okay, this is a short video to go over issues I've been having with the Big Bear Log Hog. I'm going to recommend this as a not buy. I'll go over some of the issues I've been having. Okay, one of them is after not too long, the key start no longer works. Okay, fortunately the pull start works, so it's not a complete loss. Okay. It's not the battery. I checked the battery. The battery is perfectly fine, so it's an issue with the starter or the electronics going to the starter. Another issue with the battery is this case is too tight for the battery. Like the battery is really like press fitted in there, and the case is held only by this one little screw here. And as I was actually screwing the screw in, you can see probably that it's, I didn't even get to the point where the nut was starting to tighten up, and this little ear snapped off, because this plastic is just really thin, and it's not really suitable for holding the battery in place. Apparently it's not even suitable for slowly tightening or lightly tightening that screw. So it's currently held in place by a bungee cord. Oh, here's another problem. When I would transport this, I would take the chutes off, and to put them back on is kind of a bear here, because these ears on the chute don't quite line up with the holes, with these nuts that are welded in place here. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but I actually, for the top one, I just no longer used the bolt that was provided. I put in a slightly smaller bolt and put in my own nut on there just to avoid having to try to flex, 3/8-inch thick metal. In fact, the last time I tried this, the reason I replaced it with the bolt is it actually started to strip. See, there was a bolt up there that's like this one here, and because of the misalignment, it was starting to strip that bolt. So I figured, just take an easier route and just slide a smaller bolt through that. All right, so here's those aren't the deal breakers. Here's the deal breaker. All right, so I currently have this thing disassembled. This is the pulley with the belt on it, and actually I currently don't have the tensioner on the belt because I'm not really running this at the moment. Because the issue is that let me go over here and take a look at the cover here. The cover is too small for the belt, and there's a couple of places where the belt hits, in particular here on this weld here. You can see how this is completely coated with belt material. This, by the way, is the belt. Okay, and it shredded it completely. The belt also hits down here. This is way too tight. Okay, and then also there's another weld here where it doesn't quite hit as much, but there's still belt material on that as well. Okay, so I really haven't been running this because if I put the belt cover back on, it's just going to destroy this belt, which, by the way, GX Commercial did send me replacement belts and no charge. I have to give them credit, and they're sending me a new starter, but I think they're kind of expecting me to install the starter myself rather than have the service provided by, one of the representatives. And let's see, here's one of the last issues that I just discovered right before making this video, is the tensioner pulley here. This doesn't rotate. So in fact, the reason it struck me is like I saw some belt material on this thing. I'm going, that's kind of weird. And then I took the belts off and discovered this thing doesn't turn. It's like the bearings are, there are bearings here, but they don't turn. And this is not up against the, see, this is not up against the big wheel here. These still don't turn. So, you know, the machine actually, when it was running, was actually doing kind of what I need. Just dispensing with branches, even though I had to unclog it on a regular basis if the branches had a lot of leaves. But this has made the machine essentially kind of unusable for my purposes, because I'm certainly not going to have anybody running this machine with that, with the belt wheel exposed like that. I did ask GX Commercial for a belt cover that doesn't chew up the belt, but I have a feeling they're all the same, so I actually have not even heard back whether they're going to do that or not. But clearly what they need to do is to redesign and manufacture belt covers that don't come in contact with the belt. So, so for now, the Log Hog, sadly, is just sitting here unused. I'll provide regular updates as I hear back from GX Commercial, in particular about the belt issue, which essentially makes this machine entirely unusable. All right, thanks for watching.